Okay guys, welcome back to the session. So in the previous session we have seen how we can distract the screen user. That means the user can distract from the screen. So we are seeing about some good design. So how the human considerations in the human screen design. Okay, so the next topic is the test for a good design. So what is the test for a good design? So how we can test for a good design? The screen design is a good. How can we test? So the first point is a simple test for good design. Good screen design does exist. So what is the test is, can all screen elements, so elements is nothing but the images, the fields, what we are placing, so what are the graphical icons we are placing on that, so what are the data we are placing on that, what are the titles we are giving, so those are called as the screen elements. Okay, headings, text types, whatever it is, so be identified without reading the words that identify or compromise them. So all the screen elements what we are placing on the screen, so they can be identified without reading the title for that. That means, so whatever the, for example, my computer, in your laptops you people are seeing the my computer. So in my computer you will get the some icon. With the icon we have the some what we can say, some title. You will get the some title over that. So on that, by seeing, without saying the title, you can identify that icon. So if you are very familiar with that, you can identify. So if the icon is modified, that means my computer icon, whatever it is there with the previous one, it is modified with the some other icon. So can you identify with that? No, you can't identify. So that is the first test. So can all screen elements can be identified without reading the words that are displayed, that means the label, without reading the label. So that is the first test. And coming to the next test. So the second test is, if this is so, so you are identified, if this is so, person's attention can quickly be drawn to the part of the screen that is relevant at that moment. So if you identify the icons, whatever the icons that are placed on a screen, if you identified quickly without reading the label, so then that means we are dragging the user's attention towards the screen. Okay, the third point is, people look at a screen for a particular reason. So why you people are looking to the screen? So to do some data or to do some task, whatever the task you have. So perhaps to look at a piece of information such as, so whether it is a information or in order to perform a task, you are moving, you are interacting with the screen. Okay, like such as here we get in the example as a customer name. So why we are using the customer name? To identify the name of the screen. So you have the PCs. In your PCs, you replace the PC name with your names, or else your mobile for Bluetooth using. So you replace the whatever the name given by that company, you replace with your name, or you replace with some other identified label. Okay, like that. Okay, so, or also to find an instruction or error message. So if you are working with some other information, you are trying to find some other information, and while working with that, so you will get some error messages. Whatever the error messages, it has to be displayed. So if that is error message is displayed, then you can able to know, okay, I'm doing the wrong thing. So I can interact like this, then I can avoid the error message. So like that. Okay, and next slide, coming to the next slide. So the signal at that moment is that element of interest on the screen, and the noise is everything else on the screen. So the fourth point is, the signal at that moment is that element of the interest. So signal is nothing but the mouse pointer what you are moving. So that is termed as a signal. In technological terms, it has a signal. It's a termed mouse pointer. Okay, and the noise is everything else on the screen. So if the screen is not clear, then we can say that is a noise. And next point is, the components of the screen will reduce visual search times and minimize confusion. So whatever the screen elements, we can say elements or components. What are the components of the screen? So what are the components of the screen? If the screen is like this, so what are the components on that? So the components are nothing but the elements that are arranged. Okay, so will reduce the visual search times and minimize the confusion. So in your laptop, mostly you will, people have my computer, recycle bin, control panel, or else you will have some browsers, whatever the browsers you installed in your laptop. So those browsers images will be, graphical icons will be appear on your screen. So we can say all the components. Okay, if those components are clear on your screen, then it will make a it will clear the confusion. So whatever the screen, your screen is blank, if your laptop screen is blank, then what you people do, you have to search for the my computer, where the my computer is. You will go for the search option and you will search for the my computer, where the my computer is, or you will search for the recycle bin, or you will search for the some browsers, whatever the browsers you install in the system. So that creates what it creates, it will create some confusion. So in order to avoid those confusions, also on the screen you will get the some icons. So that's why on the screen the company will place the some graphical icons which are very more popular ones. Okay, so coming to the next slide. So try this test on front page of your morning newspaper. So in the morning newspapers, that means what are the screen design, what we are saying, that is not only implemented for the mobile phones or else for the computers or else for the web browsers. We can also same the test for a newspapers. Every day you people are very familiar with the newspapers. Everyone, I mean, to your houses you will get some newspapers, or else you can see in the websites also. Nowadays it is available in e-model, that means through internet. Okay, so try this test on the front page of your morning newspaper. So front page, so different newspapers we have: Andhra Jyoti, Eenadu, Sakshi, Varta, and Andhra Prabha. So many of the newspapers are available in today's world. Hindu, coming to the English newspapers, Hindu. Okay, so Times of India. So different newspapers are there. So all these newspapers you will attract only to one newspaper. Why? Because of the heading they were placed, the way of the news they are representing. So you will attract to those. By the for those only you people are editing to that newspaper. So first one is, where is the headline? So first in the newspapers you will see the big headlines. So today this was happened, like that they will give the some big headlines. So where is the headline? And next one is a story heading. So after the headline, where the story is placed. Some papers will have they will give the headings, but the story for regarding that heading will be placed in some other page. Okay, like that. And the weather report. So the weather report they placed. So how the weather report, weather conditions. So some people are interested in the weather report, so they will go for the weather reports. For children will go for the some toy, images, cartoon images. They will go for the cartoon images. How do you find them? So how you find them in the newspaper? So these are the questions first we have to raise in order to test the good newspaper. Okay, so coming to the next slide. So the heading was identified probably by its large and bold type. So whatever the headings that are placed on a newspaper, it will be in a bold one. That means in a large, and it is a large size and bold type size. Okay, and next point is story headings, again by a type, size, visually different than other page components. So whatever the story headings, whatever the headings they are placed, so they will make the sizes visually. So that means, okay, today something is happened in the outside of the world, so that is known to everyone, but you have to read in the newspapers. So they will give the some big headings, so in order to attract the people. Okay, so different newspapers will follow the different types. So that depends upon the user's attraction. So in order to attract the users, they will use those bold and large size. So the weather report. So weather report is by its location. So where the whether it is a place has to place in the right or left or top or bottom, where we have to place. So that is the weather report. And coming to the imagine. So imagine finding the headline. So find, we have to find some headings. So for example, in the front page of the newspaper, you have seen the heading, but the heading, according to the heading, the whatever the matter, it is not there in that newspaper, in the front page itself. Then what do people think? So this is a waste paper, we will throw it. Okay, so that is a one test for the screen. This is also one type of test. So in newspapers also the screen test, the placing of the headings, the placing of the matter will also be considered as a good important thing. So in order to attract the people. And coming to the next. So next topic is screen meaning and purpose. So what is the screen? What is its meaning? What is its purpose? Why we are placing the screen? So this is a glass board. So this is a one screen. So why we are placing in the smart board? The smart board is the screen is the one thing. So why the screen is placing a most important role? What is the meaning of the screen? And what's its purpose? So each screen element, so we can say screen elements. What are the screen elements? The images that you have placed. The controls are nothing but mouse control. Okay, or here I am using the some marker. So this is the one control. Okay, or I can using the some keys. So those are also placed as a controls. All text. So the text that are placed on the screen. The screen organization. The screen organization is nothing but the way of placing the elements. Here this is a glass board. This is a one screen. So in this screen, what I am placing? I am placing a one PPT over here. So how I am keeping the PPT? So I am not giving the each paragraph in here from starting to end time. I am giving the only the para in one end. I am standing in the one side. Okay, so that means the screen organization. So we are organizing the screen like this. Okay, all emphasizes each color, each graphic, every graphic, all screen animations, whatever the animations we are placing on that, and all forms of the feedback. So feedback is nothing but taking the whether the screen is good or not. So whether these people are interacting with. Say for example, for Windows 7, you have the one type of screen. For Windows 10, you have the one type of screen. So the screen as a version is varying, the screen also is varying. Why we are varying? So because according to the users convenient, according to the attract the users. Okay. So these are the screen meaning and purpose. These are the elements, different screen elements. Okay. And next coming to, so the main, first we have seen the screen elements. What are the screen elements? All text, graphics, animations, feedbacks, everything. So then what we must have? So every screen, what it must have? It must have meaning to the screen users. So why the user is interacting with the screen? Why I'm interacting with this glassboard screen? So to deliver a lecture to you people. Why I'm using a smartboard screen? In order to place the PPT and in order to explain to the students. So that there is some meaning, some purpose. Okay. And next, second point is serve a purpose in a performing task. So this is a task. What is a task? I am delivering the lecture to you people. So that is a task. So meaning is nothing but I am using the screen in order to interact with the students. So I am performing some task. What is a task? I am delivering some information. I am delivering some lecture to the students. Okay. So that is the meaning and purpose. So all elements of a screen must have a meaning of users and serve a purpose in performing tasks or fulfilling the needs. Whatever the needs the customer requires, whatever the task they have, so they have to perform through the screen elements. So if an element doesn't have meaning, do not include it on the screen because it is noise. So for example, this is a screen. So here I am placing some PPT. So I don't know the way the PPT is. So this is the glass board. It is a transparent to see the PPT. So if I place some diagrammatic issues over here, so it is override on your the PPT. That makes noise to your people. Like that, whatever the screen elements you are placing, it should be a purpose one. Whatever the screen graphics, whatever you are placing, it should be workful to the user in order to perform the task. So if you place unnecessary graphics or unnecessary icons, it will lead to some confusion, and that confusion is placed as a noise. Okay. Noise is nothing but, what is the noise? Is nothing but distracting. That means we are deviating. Distracting meaning is nothing but deviating the users. So compared of the screen users attention. We are deviating the screen users attention. Okay. And next slide. So organizing the screen elements clearly and meaningfully. So whatever the screen elements we are placing, whatever the screen elements we are giving to the user, we are organizing the screen element, it should be in a clear and meaningful. So whatever the icons you are placing on that, it should be in clear one and meaningful one. So first point is visual clarity is achieved when the display elements are organized and presented in a meaningful and understanding ways. So for example, people are using some Android phones. Everyone is using them familiar with the smartphones. In smartphones, you people are having some elements. So what are those elements? Some Google Play Store, Google. According to the Google, everyone will be in some sachet. That means in one group. YouTube, Gmail, everything will be in one group. Okay, that is the way of organizing those elements in one group. Why they are organizing in one way? That means you will have some like this, and in this you people have so like this one sachet is nothing but some bag. In that you will have some Gmail. So all the Google applications will be placed in your one sachet. That means one place. So why Gmail are placing in one place? That means whatever Google Play Store, whatever YouTube, everything will be placed in some. That means they are organizing the elements in a organizing way. That means in a clear manner. So what are the Gmail or Google type of searches you want? You will just go for that sachet and you can view that those apps. Okay, a clear and clean organization makes it easier to recognize screen's essential elements and to ignore its secondary information when appropriate. So if you make this clean organization, so it makes it easier to recognize. So you people you are familiar with the mobile phones. So if the Gmail is in one sachet, so okay, the Gmail according to the Google, what are the Google apps? Every Google app will be placed in one sachet. So I can go for the sachet and I can retrieve the app through there. So you have some clear idea about that. Okay. So clarity is influenced by the multitude attitudes of factors. So what is clarity? Clarity means what I am saying. So it should be in a clarity way. So it should not go for the two ways. It should be clarity one. Okay. So what are those factors is consistency in design. So whatever it is there, whatever you design, it should be in a consistent manner. A visual pleasing composition. So whatever the icons you're placing, whatever the screen design you're making, should be in a pleasing manner. That means you should not use some bright colors. So if you use every bright color, then users' eyes will get reflected something. They will get some vision problems. So to avoid that, you have to use some bright, some bright colors. Okay. So like that, you have to use it in pleasant manner. Next, a logical and sequential ordering. So whatever the icons you are placing, it should be in a logical and sequential order. See, like a Google app, the apps of Google will placed in a one sachet. That is a one logical and sequential order. Okay. So like that, everything whatever you're presenting on the screen, it should be in a attractive manner. And coming to the next slide. So divide information into two units that are logical, meaning and sensible. So this is a topic of ordering of screen data and content. So what are the screen data, what are the data or whatever the content you want to place. So how to place the content on the screen? That is, divide the information into units. Units means small parts. So if you have so much of the information and you have to divide into parts. Okay. So if you place the whole information, for example, this PPT, if I place everything on the PPT itself, then how can you people think? So you have to divide in each in one point. So that is called as a first point. Divide information into units. That is a 1 point. Organized by the degree of interrelation between. That is a 1 unit. Like that, I have to divide. Okay. Divide the information into unit that are logical, meaning and sensible. So whatever the units you are making, it should be in a logical way. It should be in a meaningful way, and it should be a sensible one. So organized by the degree interrelationship between the data or information. So whatever the units you are dividing, there should be some relation between them. So first point you are saying the some other thing, and second point it is saying the some other thing, means there is no relation between those 2 points. Then how can the user understand what is what? Okay. So whatever the data you are placing, in the unit wise, so it should have some interrelation between them. So provide an ordering of screen units of information and elements that is prioritized. Prioritized is nothing but importance. Okay, prioritize according to the user's expectations and needs. And possible order systems. So what is the possible order systems is, first one is a conventional. So conventional is nothing but, so what are the elements you are placing, it should be in a sequence manner. So sequence of use, frequency of use and function. So my computer on your for example Android phones, we take the Android phones. On your Android phones, in the home screen you will have some phone contacts. Why the phone contacts is placed on the home screen? Because it is more frequently used by you people. Everyone will go for the contacts. For contact, for who is dialing and what are the missed calls, everything we can see in the contacts. And next one is the messages. So messages are also one important thing, everyone frequently used. So according to that they are placed. So one is the conventional, so one is the sequence of use, and next one is the frequency of use, and next one is a function. Okay, so coming to the next slide. So the next topic is technological consideration in interface design system. So interface design. So interface is nothing but how the user interacts with the system, how the user faces the system, how the system faces the user. So that is we call as a term as a interface. So what are the technical considerations? Up to now we have seen so interface is also nothing but the screen designing only. So we have seen human consideration in screen design, what the screen users want to do, what the screen users give. So like that with different things, how we can organize the elements, how we can keep the data and content, everything we have seen up to now. So what are the technical considerations? So in designing of the screen, in organizing of the screen design, so what are the technical considerations? So what are the technical problems we face while designing of the screen? That is called as interface. Okay, design interface is nothing but, it is also called as interface is nothing but screen designing only. Okay, screen interface design system. So the first one is the physical characteristics of the device and device internal softwares affects the screen interface design. So the first point is physical characteristics of the device. Device is nothing but whatever the device, laptop or mobile or camera, whatever it is. So that is a device. And internal software. So what are the internal softwares? So based upon the interface design or screen design, it based on the both hardware and software. In normal terms, we can say both hardware and software. Okay. Next point is a graphical compatibility. For the screen design must be ensured with the following components. So graphical. So whatever the graphical icons you are placing on the mobile phones or laptops. So on laptops you will be able to see so many of the graphical icons. So for messages, for contacts, for Gmails and everything, YouTube. So different icons are placed. So those icons are predefined. That means they are standard ones. You don't replace with some other icons. Okay. So those graphical icons while placing. So what are the physical considerations we have to do? So placing of an icon is not a simple thing. So we have to consider so much of the hardware components. What are those? Let us see. The first one is the system power. So what is the system power? How the system can work. So that is the system power. Next one is the screen size. What is the screen size? We have the different sizes, 14 inches, 13 inches, 11 inches, 15 inches. Different screen sizes are there. So basing upon the screen size, the graphical icon placing should be varied. So if the screen size is 11 and you are placing the graphical icons in a large size, then what is the use? It will occupy the memory space. So that depends upon the screen size. Next, screen resolutions. So we have the different resolutions. So every screen will have the different resolutions according to the hardware they use. If it is LED, it has a one type of screen resolution. If it is a LCD, it has a one type of screen resolutions. So 1430 into something like that, 1680. So width and length and width it will be vary. Okay, that is the screen resolution. Next, display colors. So next one is the display colors. We have the different types of the colors. So what type of color will affect the user? So what type of color we have to use? So for example, for this glass board, we have using some light colors. In glass board, we are using light colors. Why? in order to appear clearly to the user, like that. So in order to perform the in order to design the screen, so we have to consider display of the colors. And next point is other display features. So we have the other display features means nothing but for example, apart from the screen size and everything, so according to the font, what are the different fonts we can place, what are the different sizes, different font sizes. So these are all will come under the other display features. So these are the some technical considerations in the interface design system. So interface is nothing but screen design system. Okay, coming to the next slide. So screen design must be compatible with the capabilities of, so while designing of the screen, so it must be compatible with the some capabilities. What are those capabilities? First one is the platform. So what platform? Up to now we have seen the some technical considerations. Now we will go for the some compatibilities. What are the compatibilities in order to design the screen? So what are those? So first one is the platform compatibility. So what platform you are using? So whether you are using the Windows or whether you are using a Microsoft, Apple, Mac, iOS, or whether you are using the some different Linux or Unix, different platforms. Okay, that is first one is the platform compatibility. And next one is development and implementation. So how you are developing? So if the platform is different, one means how you people, how the developers placing the and implementation. So how the screens are placing, how the colors you are implementing. Okay, and next one is platform style guide. So Microsoft Windows will have the one platform style, and Apple, Mac, iOS will have the one platform style. Those are two are different one. The functioning, the way of working will be different from these two operating systems. So they will have some style guides. So in this Windows, you have to use this style of guide. There will be some guidelines. For Mac iOS, you have to use this type of graphical icons. Then it will be useful in the Mac iOS. Like that, it will be vary. Okay. So these are some technical considerations in the interface design system. And coming to so menus and navigation schemes. And next one is the menu and navigation scheme. So we have the different menus. If you open a Word document or Excel document, you will have the some menus. What is a menu? So on the so file, insert, edit, view. So these are called as a menu items. So we have the different menu items. So first topic is menus, then we will go for the navigation later. So first file, insert, edit, view, and format, data, tools, so many of the items will be there. So we call these are the menus. So these are organizing these items in a one manner, in a structural manner. We call that as a menu. So what type of menus are there? So first one is the single menu. So first single menu. What is a single menu? Single menu is nothing but having the only one thing. That means apart from all those things, you will have only one single menu like this. So choice 1, choice 2. So this is a one single menu. Only you have the one option to consider. Okay. So this is a single menu. So through a single menu, you can consider only, you can opt only one point, one option. And next one is the sequential linear menus. So sequential linear menus are nothing but having the some menus. So it will be placed in a one box. You will have one menu here, menu 1. You will have the one menu here, menu 2. Menu 3. Menu 4. So like that you will have the some sequential manner. Sequential is nothing but one by one, placing by side. Okay. So like this you will have the some menus. So that is the sequential linear menus, we can say. Next one is the simultaneous menus. So simultaneous menus are also nothing but this is a, see, in your Word file you will have the some file. It will be placed in a some inbox, file, insert, data, edit. So we'll have some simultaneous one. Okay, that is called as a simultaneous menus. And next one is hierarchical menus. So hierarchical menus is if you are going for one file, if you go for the file menu, again it will display some menus. So in file you have the save as, some options like open, new. So like that you will have the some options. That means after the file you have the some menu. Again if you go for the save as, again it will have the some options. Again you go for the open, it will have the some options. That means hierarchical way. So one after the other, that is a hierarchical way. Okay, and next one is the connected menus. So connected menus are nothing but for example in the website what you people have some home page. So in the home page, if you click on this home page, again it will go for the some menu like my profile. If you click on the my profile, it will go for the change password. That means interlinked with each other. So whenever you open one menu, if home is a one menu, then if you click on that, you will go for the my profile. So that is the interlink. That means connected one. So this is called as a connected menus. Next one is the event trapping menus. So event trapping menus we can't use now, that is not implemented, but there is a one type of menus, that is a event trap menus. So in this event trapping menus, what will happen is, so in that hierarchical as well as connected, these both menus will be implemented in event trapping. That means if you click on the one event is nothing but some action. If you performing some action, then it will open the one menu. That is the event trapping menus. That is a connection of this connected menus and hierarchical menus. Okay.